Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings, everybody out there. All praise the Almighty. Welcome to another dose of doom and gloom and healthy superfoods. We officially have less than 2 weeks left into the year 2023, and time is running out and things are heating up. Last week, the Prince of Raj signed strict anti-sodomite laws. This expanded laws includes anybody promoting sodomy, anybody displaying pride rainbows or other propagandas, anybody publicly displaying sodomite actions, anybody trying to convince teens to become Baphomet transformers by getting gender surgery, anybody saying sodomite relationships are normal will be fined or thrown in jail. This new law increases the already existing fines and it increases the jail time. This is a strike to America because America is New Sodom and America wants to spread this filth to the entire world. We are in the middle of a spiritual war. Russia is the army of Orthodox Christians and Muslims fighting together to take down an army of Shaitan, which is America and NATO. You see, Putin passed this law in his nation right before World War III, a righteous, holy law approved by the creator of the heavens and the earth. And the American Illuminati government is furious and irritated that they cannot spread their sin into Russia. Sodomy is one of the main reasons why this war in Ukraine is happening. The Almighty has put Russia in position to destroy Babylon, and her destruction will be like Sodom and Gomorrah, a rain of fire from heavens. And this time Russia and her allies will rain down nuclear fire from the heavens onto Babylon, America. The Almighty told us through prophet Isaiah chapter 13:19, "And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah." Chaldees is another name for the Babylonians. Jeremiah 50:40 says, "As God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, says the Lord, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein." Look, an army is coming from the north, a great nation, and many kings are being stirred up from the ends of the earth. They are armed with bows and spears. They are cruel and without mercy. They sound like the roaring sea as they ride on their horses. They come like men in battle formation to attack you, O daughter of Babylon. Russia is the most northern nation on earth that has the nuclear missiles, the bows and spears capable enough to take down the daughter of Babylon. Make no mistake about it. This is no coincidence. This is all of God's plan. America has infected Ukraine with sodomy, and Russia does not want a pro-sodomite nation at their border and their front door, and spreading that influence slowly into Russian border cities, which will eventually spread all over Russia until Russia is overran by sodomites just like America is. Sodomy and pride only brings destruction and perversion to a civilization. The Creator is against sodomy, and he destroys Sodom because of pride. And they took pride in going against his original purpose of creating man, Adam, to mate with Eve. So since America wants to be New Sodom, since America wants to stand boldly and full of pride against the Most High, then the Almighty will use Russia to rain down fire on America, and no one will be able to reside in America just like ancient Babylon and Iraq. Today, no one lives there. A few weeks ago, Russia tested their Sarmat 2 missile. The Western world called this the Satan 2 missile. This was the second test of the year. Now they are mass producing these missiles and deploying them to their military bases. The Satan 2 missile is an ICBM missile that can carry 15 nuclear warheads into the heavens, outer space, and travel anywhere over the earth and rain down those nuclear warheads on 15 different cities. Just one missile can do this. Imagine dozens. And Russia is mass producing dozens of Satan 2 missiles. Back in April 2022, Russia first tested this weapon and said that they will test it again at the end of the year. And here we are at the end of the year, and they have successfully tested it. It passed with flying colors, and they are now mass producing it as they prepare to take down America and London. Also, 2 days ago, Russia released footage of them activating their yard YARS missile and loading it inside of a silo, getting it already prepared to fire at London and America. The YARS missile is 12 times stronger than the atom bomb that struck Hiroshima. Look at the comparison. The YARS missile is an extremely devastating missile that can take out an entire state. Forget taking out a city, it can take out an entire state. Russia revealed this missile as a warning to NATO. Nuclear war is coming. You see, America is forcing Russia into a war. America can't help it. The machine loves war. America has the best military, but Russia has the best nuclear weapons and the most nuclear weapons, because Russia was not designed to go toe-to-toe with America's elite military. Russia was designed to rain down nukes on Sodomite, Babylonian, satanic cities. Why is America risking the destruction of iconic American cities over Ukraine, who is not a NATO member, who was not even an EU member? If America minded her business, the war would have been over in 2 weeks, and the media would have forgot, and Ukraine's infrastructure would not be destroyed. Thousands of people would not have died. The world would not be staring down the barrel of a nuclear missile silo. Things will go back to normal in about 2 months top, just like Crimea in 2014. Everybody forgot. Most people never heard of the Crimean takeover, and yet life was normal. But America's punishment has arrived. The Red Horsemen of War, which arrived during Pluto's return on 2/22/2022, is bringing that spirit of war over the earth. If only old Joe Devil and the reptilians that's controlling him minding their business. This is Satan we are dealing with. The rulers, the elites of America, they worship Satan, and Satan wants sodomy to be pushed into Russia. Shaitan's mission is to invite mankind into the hellfire, and he knows sodomy is a guaranteed ticket into the hellfire, and the American society is Satan's puppet. The Almighty Creator revealed to us, mankind, the history of Prophet Lot in the city of Sodom in the Torah, Bible, and Quran, as a reminder to all of mankind, a reminder that the Almighty doesn't approve of that sin, and the punishment for that sin is fire. Let's read Jude 1:7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. And the law of the Creator holds more authority than the opposition of the American Antichrist doctrine. Obama legalized the Abomination back in 2015, announcing to the world the United States is officially New Sodom, and they stand against the law of the Almighty Lord. Putin will go down in history as the Prince of Rosh who destroyed Babylon. The Almighty has already spoken it into existence thousands of years ago, and his word will come to pass. Last month, Russia unleashed their nuclear icebreaker ship in the Arctic Sea, thus making Putin officially the king of the North, because nobody else has these ships. And these ships, they can break through ice and create sea routes in the frozen Arctic Sea, meaning he could set up military bases and nuclear weapons and control the trade from the north of the world and tap into the unfound natural gas and oil reserves in the Arctic region. Let's read Jeremiah 50:14. Take up your positions around Babylon, all you who draw the bow. Shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord. Jeremiah 15:25 says, the Lord has opened his arsenal and brought out the weapons of his wrath. For the sovereign Lord Almighty has work to do in the land of the Babylonians. The Almighty will open up his weapons of indignation, his weapons of wrath, and he will use the north countries to shoot these weapons. Jeremiah 59 says, for I will stir up against Babylon an alliance of great nations from the land of the north. They will take their positions against her, and from the north she will be captured. Their arrows will be like skilled warriors who do not return empty-handed. So Babylonia will be plundered, and all who plunder her will have their fill, declares the Lord. So we see again and again that the Almighty Creator has informed Prophet Jeremiah that the daughter of Babylon will be destroyed and plundered by an alliance of nations from the north. The Almighty gave the blueprint on how to take down Babylon, and that's to spare not one arrow. A Russian commander this past week has said on Russian state TV that using nuclear weapons is the only way Russia can be victorious in this war against Ukraine. He said, everyone realizes that the next spiral of escalation can only be the nuclear stage of war. He also admitted that Russia lacks the ability to combat against the entirety of NATO using conventional weapons. He said, we do not have the ability. We are a country which is now fighting the entire Western world, and we do not have the resources to defeat the NATO bloc with conventional means. But we have nuclear weapons for that. We built them specifically for such situations. That is why there is only one option. You see, Russia cannot defeat Babylon the Great using regular weapons. America is the hammer of the earth. America has the best military, the best soldiers, the best navy, the best air force. America has weapons and technology the public don't even know about. America descends from mighty militaries, the British Empire, the Roman Empire, and Babylon herself. You are not going to defeat America in a war except for one way. Spare not one arrow. God gave you the blueprint, and Russian commanders are realizing that nukes are the only way to defeat Babylon. Until them nuke buttons are pressed, Russia will continue to get beat up and whooped on by Babylon, America, and the United Kingdom. It has been reported that the British Royal Marines have been deployed inside Ukraine doing high-risk covert operations. Why are the British Marines involved in war with Russia? Why is America and Britain so heavily involved in Russia's conflict? Why is Britain risk getting London nuked? North Korea has successfully tested a new type of ICBM that was aimed at America. This ICBM can hit any city in the United States. North Korea has stated for years their only mission is to destroy America. After this recent ICBM test, Kim Jong-un has stated that his forces were fully ready for potential military confrontation with the United States. Remember 10 plus years ago, North Korea, they used to test missiles and they were duds. They could barely fly. And the world was laughing at North Korea. Every year, ever since, North Korea, they kept testing and perfecting their missiles. And now, in 2022, nobody is laughing at them no more. North Korea is not the laughing stock of the earth no more. They are prepared now after 10 years of testing. So we see these two nations, Russia and North Korea, preparing to take down America. When Russia and America officially start firing missiles at each other's cities, North Korea will use that opportunity to go ahead and fire nukes into America and South Korea. North Korea has made it clear they want to wipe out South Korea and the United States. Last week, China has broken a record by sending 18 bombers into Taiwan's air defense zone in their latest practice attack. You see, China is sitting back, studying and playing chess. China is letting America send all of her troops, her trucks, her weapon systems, ammunition, and financial aid to Ukraine, depleting America of her military stockpile. So while America is running low and American troops and equipment are stationed in Ukraine, and while they are distracted with dealing with Russia, China will strike Taiwan, and America will not be able to properly save Taiwan because America is depleting her weapons to Ukraine. America will not be able to fight both Russia and China and North Korea. All hell will break loose, and before we know it, we will turn on the news one day and see footage of New York City, London, Belgium, and Washington, D.C. in a cloud of mushrooms. And we will know at any moment our city could be next to be vaporized off the face of the earth. Imagine that. Imagine at any moment you and your city and millions of people are instantly wiped off Earth in a split second. You see, Russia isn't the bad guy. Russia has no beef with America. Russia don't want no smoke with America. Russia does not want to use her nukes. But Joe Biden, the shadow government, the Illuminati, alien, satanic gens that they worship are pushing the bear into a corner. And Russia is constantly warning the world, we want peace. Our beef is with Ukraine, not the rest of the world. We do not want to use our nukes, but we will if you force us. We will if you continue to poke the bear. And America is this evil demonic demonic creature that wants to see a nuclear war, so they are constantly provoking Russia by sending more and more missiles and Patriot air defense systems and battalions of U.S. Marines and special forces into Ukraine. And Russia is running out of missiles. Russia is running out of soldiers. And the only thing Russia will have left is her nuclear weapons. And she will have no choice but to use them on America and Britain, the two most evil nations on earth. But before we get to that point, Russia will use cyber attacks. Russia has a fleet of the most advanced hackers on earth. Russia will hack into our power grid system and shut them off. They will hack into the banks, the internet, the credit cards, the cell phone towers, the communication grid. It will be an all-out war. All kinds of chaos and madness will ensure. Then comes the EMP attacks. And after the EMP attacks, the nukes will come. When that first nuke goes off, then know that the third seal has been opened. And the black horseman of famine and inflation is riding out. And your way of life as you know it will forever be changed. People will starve and die. The grocery stores will be empty. The restaurants will run out of food, and a loaf of bread will cost you $100. So with all that said, we have to prepare mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. So when all these sorrows befall on earth, we can endure to the end. And expect plots and twists. There will be plots and twists in 2023. Every year is a new chapter in this exciting story written by the Almighty Creator. Something we least expect will happen. We will be tested and tried. Our faith will be tested. Many people will fold and break down, especially those who don't know scriptures, those who refuse to pray, those who disbelieve, they never read, they have no idea what the end time prophecies are. They are just going on with the flow, living in la la land, waiting for the new Jordans to drop, waiting for some new demon rapper mixtape to drop, waiting for Christmas to spend all their money on Satan Claus worship and glorification. They are waiting on the NBA Finals, the Super Bowl, the World Cup. The worldly materialistic life has them all distracted from reality. And reality is Judgment Day is knocking at our door. Reality is America has to be punished because the black man's 400-year captivity in America is over with. The first slaves by ship started arriving in North America in 1619 through 1625. And 400 years later is 2019 through 2025. And we see all this chaos happening at the end of our 400 years, starting with 2020 with the crown virus. The first horseman rolled out over the earth and conquered. Genesis 15:13 says, "Then the Lord said to Abram, know for certain that for 400 years your descendants will be strangers in a country not their own, and they will be enslaved and mistreated there. But I will punish the nation they serve as slaves, and afterward they will come out with great possessions." In this map of Africa right here, made by a British map maker in 1747, we see this area, this country called the Kingdom of Judah. And it has also been labeled the Slave Coast. This is also the location of the infamous Door of No Return. Today, this Door of No Return is located in a city called Uda Benin. Uda is named after Judah, Yahudah, the tribe of Yahudah, the tribe of Judah. America and the Europeans, they knew exactly who they were enslaving. They paid African Hamites to hunt down the children of Judah and bring them to this slave coast to be shipped into New Egypt. Deuteronomy 28:68 says, "And the Lord will take you back to Egypt in ships, by the way of which I said to you, you shall never see it again. And there you shall be offered for sale to your enemies as male and female slaves, but no one will buy you." Egypt means house of bondage, and no one will redeem us. Martin Luther King failed, Malcolm X failed, Marcus Garvey failed, the Black Panthers failed. The children of Judah will have nobody to save them except the creator of the heavens and the earth, if we only follow his laws and commandments. And unfortunately, all of us will not follow his laws and commandments, because he said 2/3 will be cut off and die. In Zechariah 13:8, it says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, that 2/3 in it shall be cut off and die, but 1/3 shall be left in it. I will bring the 1/3 through the fire, will refine them as silver is refined, and test them as gold is tested. They will call on my name, and I will answer them. I will say, this is my people, and each one will say, the Lord is my God. In Hebrew, Yahuwah is my Allahi. You see, at the end of our 400 years, the truth is coming out. We see the Most High, he used Ye, West, and Kyrie to spread his message on the mass stage of millions of people. So no one has an excuse before 2023 that they didn't know who they were and they didn't know their responsibilities and duties on this here earth as a child of Israel. So he let all this information come out before the 2/3 are cut off, before 2023 comes. And we see the synagogue of Satan, such as the ADL, they stuck out their heads out of their snake hole in response to black people waking up in these end days, trying to do damage control, trying to paint Ye and Kyrie as evil bad guys. And it has come into light recently on a more mass stage that the Latter J people, they own the slave ships that came to kidnap us. And it has come into light that many of the slave owners were Latter J people.
And then people don't realize who brought the slaves to America. They were Jewish ships.
But wait a minute, that's a whole nother thing. Let's take a break.
It's a rule, you know, the rules of perception. If they're black, then it's a gang. If they're Italian, it's a mob. But if they're Jewish, it's a coincidence, and you should never speak about it.
Jewish slaving is in fact confirmed by the Jewish Encyclopedia. The Ashkenazi were the biggest slavers in the 16th and 17th century, going into the 18th century. You see, Ashkenazi slaving was huge. This is from, I have to be careful when I say this, and my sources, it's always best to go with Jewish sources, right? Because you just trod on a bunch of toes. So we'll go with the Jewish sources. There's a ton of sources out there, but I'll stick with the Jewish ones because that's just safer. The Jewish scholar Jonathan Shorshak says this: Jewish merchants routinely possessed enormous numbers of slaves, temporarily before selling them off. If a slave auction fell on a Jewish festival, it was postponed due to lack of buyers and sellers. The Jews of Suriname gave their slave plantations Hebrew names such as Machanaim, Nachamu, and Goshen. Rabbi Herbert Bloom adds that the slave trade was one of the most important Jewish activities. In 1694, Jews owned 9,000 African Shemites.
Why did the Latter J people enslave the true tribe of Judah? Why do America send billions of dollars to the false state of Israel every single year? Because America and Israel have an agreement. America enslaves the true Judah, while the Latter J people in Israel, they live in our land under the protection of America, and they both keep the great big secret. The true rightful inhabitants of this land are called a bunch of niggas in America. Luke 21:24 is talking about the fall of the tribe of Judah. It says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword and be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trampled down by Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. Right now, the true tribe of Judah has been led away captive into all nations. And the people over there right now, the Gentiles, the Latter J people from Europe, they are trampling down the holy city of Jerusalem. For example, throwing sodomite pride parades every single year in the holy city. Revelations 2:9 says, I know your works and tribulation and poverty, but you are rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Revelations 3:9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan which say they are and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before your feet, and to know that I have loved you. We should spend these final days preparing for court with God. Our trial is coming up. Judgment day is coming. We should spend these final days living as righteous and holy as possible, as innocent and pure as possible, repenting, making tawbah, giving charity and tzedakah, staying out the way, keeping your eyes open, staying on high alert, keeping your head on a swivel, being a watchman and watchwoman, waiting for the thief to break into your house at night. We do not want to be a part of the 2/3 that will be cut off and die. That's 66.6% of people that will be cut off and die. We want to be a part of the 33%, the 1/3 that will survive this great nuclear war and the famine that's coming. 33 is the age that the Messiah began his ministry, and 33% of the righteous will survive. Other than that, make sure that you are continuing to stock up on canned food and bottles of water, jugs of water. You see, when it comes to prepping, there are 3 levels you have to prepare for. The first level is preparing to return to your Creator, because you may not make it to the next 2 levels. You may instantly be vaporized by a nuclear bomb, and that's the end of your earthly story. So the first prepping we should do is preparing our souls for judgment by repenting, living righteous, doing good deeds, and staying away from all the evil and pagan customs, fearing God, serving Allah, worshiping Yah, obeying the Most High, glorifying and praising Him on a daily basis, meditating to Him. Whether you're a Muslim, you're an Israelite, you're Jewish, or you Christian, you have to worship and serve and fear your Creator, the God of Abraham, Moses, Isaac, Jacob, Ishmael, Muhammad, Lot, Adam, David, Solomon. The second most important level of prepping to do is prepare to flee your homes if you survive the nuclear blast or if your city has not been nuked yet. You need your bug out bag with these 8 categories inside. I will keep repeating this in every video. You need a life straw or a Sawyer Mini water filtration system. All of that is about $20 on Amazon. You need water purification tablets. You need fire making abilities such as an arc lighter, a fire rope, a torch. You need self-defense, a bat, a gun, a crossbow, a knife, a spear. Think about the wild animals you may come across. The wild loose dogs, the coyotes, the wolves, the bears, whatever. And then you got to think about the scavengers, the rapers, the purgers, the disbelievers, the thieves you may come across. You may be in a fight to the death situation. First aid and medicine, cold medicine, allergy medicine, apple pectin to remove the radiation from your body, and potassium iodine for the radiation protection of your thyroids. Shelter, as in a portable tent and a sleeping bag, a real sleeping bag that you can sleep on frozen ground. You need tools such as an axe, a shovel, a saw, and a hammer, and a crossbow to break into things and look for resources and supplies. And you need a source of rechargeable lights, a flashlight, a lantern, a headlamp. And the headlamp is the best choice because it allows you to carry lights on your head and still have your hands free to carry other items. And with all that, you need a solar power chargers to recharge your devices, to recharge your arc lighter, and recharge your flashlights. You need 7 days worth of canned food, canned meat, canned beans, lentils. Lentils are very important and contains nutrition and a ton of calories that you need to survive and burn energy with. And rice. Have all of that included inside of your bug out bag. 7 days worth of food and 7 days worth of water. You will be eating once per day to make that food stretch out until you find a more reliable source of food. You got 7 days to get started. You need some good waterproof hiking boots or hiking shoes. You need some good winter gear if you live up north, a face shield, some ski shades, a fur hat, and some gloves. And a scarf to cover up your neck. You want your whole entire skin to be protected from the elements of the freezing cold wind and snow. Once you have all of that packed and prepared and waiting inside of your car or by your door, then you can focus on the third level of prepping, which is stocking up your homes and your pantries with canned foods, jugs of water, firewood, solar power generator, frozen meats, heaters that run off propane, such as this Mr. Heater Portable Buddy propane heater. You could buy this on Amazon or Walmart for about $80. The reason why this is the last level of prepping is because if your house gets blown up by a missile or catch on fire or get washed away in a flood or a tornado come down and blow everything all away, then you lost everything. Also, you have to consider that there will be mobs of scavengers and raiders going from house to house, breaking in and stealing food and supplies. So it's good to be with your family and other like-minded individuals so you all can protect each other. There's strength in numbers, unity. You do not want to be by yourself. Make sure you have a type of weapon. The goal is not to kill, but to defend your life and property and deter potential threats. The last thing you want to do is kill if you don't have to. We have to have the mentality that eventually we will have to flee our homes. We cannot hunker down forever and depend on our stockpiles in our pantry. Nobody will live in Babylon after them nukes fall, especially if you live in metropolitan areas, especially if you live near military bases that will be targeted by Russia and China. If you live in a rural area out in the country somewhere away from society, then you have a little bit more time. But eventually, the city refugees, they will come across your shed and your barn. The military will come into your house looking for supplies and food. A good item to buy is to buy a pack of walkie-talkies. If you have a large family, buy a pack of 10. Give each member of your family a walkie-talkie, and they are to keep these walkie-talkies inside Faraday bags at all times until SHTF. So when an EMP strikes come, you can open up your Faraday bag and you could chirp your loved ones that live a few miles away from you and see where they are located and check if everything is okay, make sure everybody is safe, and you could plan to meet up and coordinate the next moves from there. You have to remember, when those EMP comes, there will be no cars. So you can't just drive to your parents' home to see if they are okay. You can't drive to your child's school to pick them up. You can't drive home from work. You will have to walk everywhere. With all that being said, another good thing everybody should try to buy is a mountain bike. If you can't afford a mountain bike, then buy it. It will be your main source of quick transportation other than walking everywhere all over the city looking for loved ones and supplies. And obviously, it's built for mountain areas, hence the name mountain bike. So since the ultimate goal is to flee into the mountains and woods. And the last item, this one is optional. Buy a drone and keep this inside your Faraday bag. This will come in handy when you want to have the eyes in the sky to check and see if the coast is clear, to see where everything is located before you head there, to look for a source of water, to fly inside abandoned factories or warehouses or empty schools to check the scene, look for supplies, whatever. Now, a question that a lot of people ask, where do we go after we flee into the wilderness? Obviously, you want to get away from the East Coast and West Coast. The tidal waves are coming from Russia's Poseidon nuclear torpedoes that can cause radiated tsunamis that can wipe out entire cities and leave them infected with radiation. First and foremost, if you can get out of America before SHTF, get out. Go to Africa. If you're Muslim, go to Mecca and Medina. Those will be the two safest cities on earth. Those cities literally have angels guarding them at all gates. If you are still in America when SHTF, my spirit is telling me to head to Mexico, Utah, the Arizona area. If you can make it to Mexico, then head that direction. If not, then walk and wander and let the Most High guide you. At that point, you in God's hands. You gotta wait for Him to provide for you and guide you and show you the way, and have faith and patience in Him. Now that we got the doom and gloom and prepping out of the way, let's focus on healthy superfoods to add to your diet, your permanent diet, your permanent maintenance of your body and your organs and blood. This is a new segment I will be including in all of my videos going forward. We have to go back to our natural roots of eating healthy and staying away from the standard American diet, the said diet that's killing us, the processed food, the greasy foods, the sugary foods. The Creator tells us in Genesis 1:29, and God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all of the earth, and every tree in which there is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. So the meat we should be eating is the meat or flesh of fruits and veggies and herbs. He created our organs, our blood, our bodies to thrive off of plants. Mankind didn't start eating animal meat until the days of Noah, which is one of the reasons why the people of Noah were flushed down the toilet, among other reasons. So the superfoods for today's episode is sarsaparilla roots. This is used to clean your blood and lymphatic system. You have to take sarsaparilla often to keep your blood clean. You could buy some on Amazon, or you could go to your local herb shop, such as a Chinese herbal pharmacy. If you have a Chinatown in your city, then you can find one there. Sarsaparilla also contains antioxidant, which lowers your body's levels of free radicals and thus helping to treat cancer. Free radicals means anything flowing through your blood vessels that shouldn't be there, or damages from radio signals and UV lights from the sun, and other things such as bacteria, viruses, parasites, damaged cells, cancer cells are all the results of free radicals. Cancer cells hate sarsaparilla. Sarsaparilla also protects your skin, kills bacteria, and it is an anti-inflammatory. There is a bunch more benefits, but I'm going to leave it at that. Just remember, you want to clean your body by drinking sarsaparilla roots. You can make it into a tea. They have capsules that you could pop. Make sure it's V caps, meaning vegetarian caps, and not the gelatin from the Porky Pig. The worst thing for your health is putting pork and pork byproducts such as gelatin into your body. Next, we have beets. Beets is blood replacement. Add raw organic beets to your smoothies and drink them to refresh your blood and replace your old toxic blood. And beets give you vitamins and a host of other benefits, such as maintaining a healthy blood pressure. It boosts energy. It helps you sexually in bed because you have fresh blood circulating into your sexual organs. It contains vitamin C for your immune system and loads of antioxidants. Beets have a high level of iron, so it prevents anemia. If you're anemic and always cold, drink beets. If you are a heavy alcohol drinker that's damaging your organs, drink beet juice. Beet juice helps protect and maintain your liver. It also maintains a healthy brain by adding fresh new blood flow to your brain circulating. So if you are old and aging and you want your brain to remain sharp and focused, then drink organic raw beets. If you want your heart to beat, then eat or drink beets. And you have to drink beets often, not once a month, at least once a week or every other day. But do not go a week without drinking or eating beets if you want the optimal best version of yourself health. Next, we have moringa, a very, very powerful leaf that comes grounded up in powder form. It is literally the washing powder of the body. Clean your blood and lymph nodes and lymph vessels and your guts and rectum with moringa. It helps fight cancer. It has more vitamin C than oranges. It cleans all of your organs. It is beneficial for your thyroids. You need to take moringa daily. And like sea moss, moringa contains 92 vitamins and nutrients that make up the body. The human body is made up of 102 minerals and vitamins, and moringa contains 92 of them. This is extremely powerful, healthy food. One of my top 3 to take if you have any disease, especially cancer. Look at how green it is. The darker green a plant is, the more natural God-given medicine it contains. Green equals life. Add moringa to your smoothies. It's kind of nasty, but you will feel it flowing through your veins and your blood vessels and your lymph nodes, killing everything that's not supposed to be in your body. There should be no excuse why people are still getting sick if you take sarsaparilla, moringa, and beets often. Next, we have pomegranate. You could drink it or you could eat the fruit. Pomegranate also helps replenish your blood, and it is an aphrodisiac. It helps your sex life, promoting blood circulation to your sex organs. Pomegranate fights cancer. It fights inflammation. It supports the urinary health. It's rich in antioxidants. It kills bacteria and prevents free radicals damaging your cells. And last but not least is avocado. Avocado has a ton of benefits. It has a ton of vitamins. It helps your heart, your eyes, and it is a beneficial fat that your body needs. Your body needs avocado. Also, you can take the seed and you could cook it and soak it in hot water and boil it and make a tea out of the seed. And when you drink this tea, all that life force that's inside the seed, it will fight cancer. And it's also anti-inflammatory. We will eliminate our dependency on pharmaceutical drugs. We will put the hospital system out of our lives by taking care of our bodies and organs and cleansing our blood constantly with fruits and vegetables and roots and seeds and nuts and oils grown on earth by our creator. I'm out, y'all. I want y'all to press like and subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on my future videos. I love y'all. Stay prayed up, stay bowed down, and stay tuned for my future videos.